I never imagined silence could feel like a slap. There I was, Thanksgiving night, legs tucked under an old blanket on my couch, the glow of a single lamp cutting shadows across the room, spoon halfway to my mouth with leftover chili that tasted like nothing. My phone buzzed once, sharp and accusing. Dad's name. One line. Where's the turkey? Everyone's waiting. My thumb hovered. Heart rate didn't spike the way it used to. Instead, something colder settled in my chest, slow and final. I typed 4 words. I thought store-bought wasn't allowed. Sent. Then I flipped the phone screen down on the coffee table, listened to the refrigerator hum, and let the quiet wrap around me like armor. My name is Elias. 37. Internal medicine physician in a mid-sized Midwest city that still feels too small some days. I see patients from 7 a.m. until the last chart is closed, often 8, 9 p.m. Flu season turns that into midnight. My stethoscope still carries the faint antiseptic smell of the hospital even after I've showered. People thank me, call me hero, then immediately ask for a same-day refill or a note excusing their kid from gym class. I smile. I nod. I keep moving. I'm the oldest. Always have been the one who handles it. My sister, Lila, 33, is the sunlight in every family photo. Married to Connor, a regional sales rep who talks in motivational quotes. 2 kids, 6 and 4, whose every milestone gets its own carefully filtered post. Lila doesn't work outside the home anymore. She curates holidays the way some people curate Spotify playlists, aesthetic, intentional, emotionally curated. Mom calls her the heart of the family. Dad nods along. I used to think it was just how words land differently depending on who's saying them. It wasn't always this heavy. When I was 28 and still a resident, Dad collapsed in the garage clutching his left arm. Mom's call came while I was suturing a laceration in the ER. I left mid-stitch, handed the needle to the attending without explanation, drove through red lights with my hazards flashing. I stood in the cath lab hallway translating ejection fraction and troponin trend into he's going to be okay, but we need to move fast. I slept 3 nights on vinyl chairs that smelled like bleach and grief. When he woke up, groggy and grateful, Mom squeezed my hand and whispered, "You saved him." Then she turned to Lila, who'd brought coloring books and snacks for the wait, and said, "And you kept everything calm, sweetheart. You're amazing with the little ones." I smiled then. I was too tired not to. That pattern carved itself deeper every year. Lila's wedding, I paid for the open bar because you make the big money now. Dad's knee replacement, I rearranged my entire call schedule, drove them to pre-op at 5:30 a.m., sat through discharge teaching while Lila FaceTimed the kids from the parking lot. When they needed help with the mortgage on the new house, just a little bridge until Connor's commission check clears, I wired the money without being asked twice. Mom cried happy tears. Lila sent a thank you text with heart emojis. No one ever said the words "pay you back." I told myself it balanced out. Family isn't a ledger. Then came last November. The group chat, still named Lopez Family Yellow Heart Turkey, exploded in mid-October. "Mom, let's plan early this year. I'm not as young as I used to be, lol. Lila, I vote we host at your place again. Kids stay comfortable. I'll do all the tablescape and pies. Let's make it meaningful, no store-bought anything. Only from the heart. Rules for the table, smiling face with smiling eyes." I was between patients, thumb scrolling while the nurse took vitals next door. I typed carefully. Sounds nice. I'm slammed that week, 12-hour shifts Monday through Wednesday, call Wednesday night into Thursday morning. I can grab quality sides or a prepared main from the good place on 5th. They smoke turkeys that are better than anything I'd manage exhausted. Lila's reply landed in seconds. "No, we're doing homemade this year. It's more special. Everyone can make time. It's one meal. One meal." The phrase lodged like a splinter. I stared at the screen until the next patient knocked. Tucked the phone away. Felt the simmer start low in my gut. That night I sat on the edge of my mattress, still in scrubs, rereading the thread. Mom chimed in, "Lila's right. Homemade means love. Elias, maybe you could do the turkey." You're so good at organizing. Connor, rare appearance, yeah bro, plan ahead. We all have stuff going on. Lila again, you don't have kids running around. It's easier for you. Easier. I laughed once, short, bitter, then set the phone down so hard the screen flickered. I thought about the nights I'd driven home at 2 a.m. after admitting someone in heart failure, hands shaking from too much coffee, only to get a 6 a.m. text, hey can you look at this mole pic for my friend real quick? I thought about the Saturday I spent 3 hours reviewing estate documents because, you understand medical stuff, it's similar. I'm not an attorney. I told them that. They sent more drafts anyway. I thought about just this once, that had quietly become expectation. So I typed the line that felt like stepping off a ledge. I won't be cooking a turkey from scratch. I don't have the hours or the margin. I offered to buy a high-quality prepared one. If homemade is non-negotiable, I'll sit this year out. We can do dinner another time when schedules align. Sent. Silence that night. The kind that hums. Next morning, 3 messages waiting. Mom, don't be dramatic, honey. We just want it to feel like family. Lila, we're all sacrificing. Mom's doing sides even though her back hurts. I'm doing 3 desserts. Turkey isn't asking too much. Connor, it's tradition, man. Step up. I didn't answer right away. I saw patience. Listened to wheezing lungs, adjusted insulin regimens, explained A1C trends to people. Terrified of needles. Every time I reached for my phone, I felt the weight. Mom called 2 days later. Why are you making this so hard? No hello. Because it is hard, I said. I explained my schedule. I gave an alternative. You said no. So I'm saying no too. Your sister planned everything. The kids are excited. I'm excited to not collapse from exhaustion, I answered quietly. I offered to pay for the centerpiece. You decided it doesn't count. That's your choice. Not mine. She sighed the long parent sigh. Family comes first. I've put family first for years, I said. I'm not stopping. I'm just refusing to be the only one who does. She hung up without goodbye. I didn't cave. I accepted an invite to a colleague's orphan Thanksgiving, misfits, night shift survivors, people who understand that sometimes the kindest thing you can do is protect your own oxygen mask. Thanksgiving morning I admitted a 91-year-old with aspiration pneumonia. Her daughter apologized profusely for ruining my holiday. I told her this is why I'm here. Held the woman's hand while we titrated oxygen. Left the hospital at 4 p.m. feeling hollowed out but strangely clear. Drove home past houses leaking golden light and laughter. Microwave chili. Sweatpants. Blanket. Phone face down. At 8:03 p.m. it lit up. Dad. Where's the turkey? You were supposed to bring it. I actually smiled, small, tired, disbelieving. Typed back. I told you I wouldn't cook one. I offered to buy one. You said no. The typing indicator danced. Stopped. Danced again. Then Mom called. Lila. Dad again. I turned the ringer off. Drove to my friend's house with store-bought pie and bagged salad. Zero shame. Their place smelled like actual roasted bird and garlic. 10 people, nurses, techs, another exhausted attending. Someone handed me a beer and said, no shop talk for the first half hour. After that we can complain all we want. I laughed. Really laughed. Later, when the room had softened with wine and bad football commentary, I checked the phone. A dozen messages. More pouring in. Mom, we have no main course. Everyone's staring at an empty platter. How could you? Lila, the kids kept asking for turkey. They're crying. Hope you're proud. Connor, real mature. You ghosted us. Dad, this isn't how we raised you. Aunt. Cousin. Even the family thread had leaked to extended relatives. I scrolled up slowly. Read my own words again. I will not be doing a homemade turkey. If that's a deal breaker, I won't attend. Clear. Repeated. Ignored. I took screenshots, not for revenge. For memory. Proof that I had spoken, and they had chosen not to hear. Around midnight I called Dad back. He answered instantly. You happy now? I wasn't trying to hurt anyone, I said. I told you what I could do. You decided my limit wasn't valid. So you cooked without a turkey. That's not on me. Your mom cried all evening. The words landed, but they didn't pierce the way they used to. I'm sorry she's hurting, I said. But her tears don't change physics. I don't have magical extra hours. I gave you a solution. You rejected it. You assumed I'd break, like always. Long silence. Just breathing. Finally he said, we thought you'd come through. Yeah, I answered softly. That's exactly why I couldn't keep coming through. We didn't yell. We didn't hang up angry. We just ended. The kind of quiet that carries its own weight. The next week the story solidified in their telling. Elias chose work over family. Elias thinks he's too important. Elias ruined the holiday for attention. Lila posted something vague on Facebook about people who value careers over children's memories. Mom liked it with a broken heart emoji. I didn't respond. An aunt called me separately. Tell me the real version, she said. I read her the full thread. Sent screenshots. She was quiet a long time. They never asked you once what you needed. She said finally. They just kept assigning. Exactly. Now Mom's already texting about healing for Christmas. About putting it behind us. About how much the kids miss their uncle. I read the messages. Feel the old pull. But I also feel something new underneath it, space. Breath. A life that isn't measured by how many turkeys I can roast after 60-hour weeks. So I'm not answering yet. I'm sitting with the quiet. And I'm wondering something I've never let myself ask out loud before. If the only way they know how to love me is by needing me until I break, is that love? Or is it just habit wearing a holiday mask? If someone did this to you, year after year, assumption after assumption, would you keep showing up? Or would you finally let the silence speak for itself? I'd really like to know. Because right now, I'm still deciding what comes next. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe for more stories.